Hello and welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel. Today I'm doing a get ready with me. Get on with it because it looks pretty nasty and like humid outside right now, and I'm feeling like this is a little bit, might be a bit sweaty. This is just like a little college blouse moment because I think they're really cool. I saw all the girlies wear them in like Copenhagen and Sweden, and I just think they're really like a thing. They're like very Ganny kind of vibe. So for base, I've got nothing on right now, so I'm just going to whack some Drunk Elephant drops on. But I thought, I made eye contact with these in my drawer and I thought I might wear a little bit of these today as well. But they are a little bit too light for me, hence the bronzing drops are going to come in handy. So this is a fresh tube of bronzing drops. They look very fresh, very clean. Because I usually, I've not had them for a while because I've been putting off it. Because I thought, I'm going on holiday soon, so I'll get them from duty free. And then I kind of just ran out completely, and it was quite sad, you know? But I'm proud of myself for holding out, because I got them for £29 instead of 34, so quite happy with that. Oh, I didn't even see what this is. This is the Rose Ink Skin Enhanced Luminous Tinted Serum. I'm just going to blend it in with my hands just because I feel like this kind of product is best if you use your hands. Same with the Drunk Elephant bronzing drops. I'm not a girl who uses a brush to blend them out. I thought it'd be quite fun to put it on. I don't always put like a skin tint on if I've got a little bit of tan to my face, but I thought, because I'm going out to meet a friend that I've not seen in such a while actually. Oh, let's make myself look a little bit nicer than usual, you know? So I'm going out for coffee today. I've not done this combination before. I'm just wiping it off with a tissue because I'm wearing a white shirt and it is not long for this world, best believe. In a white shirt and like orange paws, no thank you. It's not happening. So the humidity has not done great things for my hair, and to be honest, I do need a haircut. I'm loving the length that it is. Oh my goodness. But it's getting quite tangly. The curls are not defined right now because it's just getting very tangly and I'm having to like brush it, whereas because I've got curly, let's say wavy hair because it's a bit controversial. I've got quite wavy hair. I don't tend to brush it loads just because it kind of like ruins the curl pattern and I can't really be bothered to redo it, so I kind of like just brush where I get cowlicks and kind of fix that. But I don't tend to brush it too much because otherwise it just gets frizzy and it's just a mess, and I always regret it. Can't speak. I always regret it anyways. I kind of just tend to brush it like my main big brush in my hair, which sounds kind of gross, but the curly wavy girlies understand. I kind of tend to just brush it. It's like the big brush just before I wash my hair. So concealer, we are putting on the Maybelline Eraser Eye. A little bit of a lighter shade. This is the shade 115, I believe. The sticker has rubbed off, but I've used the shade for a hot minute, so it is this one. I probably should get a darker shade as well because I do like this for like kind of spot concealing as well. But if I spot conceal, I do kind of like put a little bit into the back of my hand first because I don't know, I love this concealer, but I've said it before and I'll say it again. I do find the applicator like a bit gross, to be honest. Like it's good, but it's gross. I think I'll use a sponge today. It's not damp. I might just use a brush actually because that doesn't look the cleanest. And my brushes are like squeaky clean right now. I cleaned them either yesterday or the day before. I'm losing track of time here. Because I feel like September has just passed me by. It's gone so fast and I'm like, where's it gone? So it's very close to October, I feel, and my birthday's actually in October, so I'm like, I'm not ready for this. Can I postpone it? Can I like, just not ready. It's been very chaotic. Just used a little Real Techniques brush, and then I'm going to use a big boy Real Techniques brush to blend it out as well. I might put a little bit more on just because the base is quite sheer, so sometimes I feel like when you've got a bit of a sheerer base, sometimes you need like a little tiny bit extra concealer just to kind of blend it all together. Because I want to make sure I haven't got like lines under my eyes. I don't know, it's one of my fears looking like unblended, but here we are. Also, the storage on my phone is not doing great right now. I was downloading a video from like my editing software, whatever, and it was like, girl, you do not have the storage for this. And I was like, really? Not even a bit. So I'm gonna try and make this quick because I don't want it to like kaput out like halfway through, because that will just wind me up and then I can't use the footage, you know. Just wind me up to no end. So I'll make it speedy. I'm just gonna like pat it out a little bit. So I just got a message. I'm just patting it out with the warmth of my finger, which is kind of like my favorite way to blend out my concealer. Like, I feel like you do lose a tiny crumb of coverage, but I feel like it is kind of worth it in terms of like the blend. It's kind of like a sponge, but you can keep your hands way cleaner than a sponge, I feel. And I love a sponge, but I don't always wash it, and I'm like, that's probably not good for my skin, you know. But here we are. I'm gonna do a little bit of bronzer. This is turning into quite a bougie moment, because I'm gonna put on Chanel. I've not used her because I've been on holiday for the past, came back a few days ago, and I didn't bring her on holiday just because she's quite big and bulky, and I thought I quite want to keep my luggage, you know, within the limit. Because in my opinion, for me personally, I just don't think it's worth hitting that limit and having to pay, you know. Like, I'm not doing it. I don't think they weigh your hand luggage bags, to be fair. So we had like a suitcase between us, but it was just like a cabin suitcase. I went with my twin sister and we went to Mallorca, but yeah, I just don't think it's worth paying that like 80 to 100 pounds to have to like get it in the hold. It's just not happening for me, because I'd rather just have the money to spend it on something else. So I try, and then I do regret it, sort of like packing very minimally when I get there, because I'm like, oh, I don't have my Chanel bronzer, don't have this, don't have that, and I'm like, get over yourself, Lucy, like get over yourself. Like, you're literally on holiday. I don't think anyone cares other than you. No one cares that your makeup's gonna look like ever so slightly different. But I guess like it's kind of like with anything, I guess, like no one really like cares or notices too much if you like dress differently or look a little bit differently, or like your makeup's a little bit different, you know, like very, very small things, but you do, and you kind of feel it in yourself. It's a weird concept, very, very weird. But yeah, I had to tell myself to get over myself, because I was like, girl, you cannot be doing this over like literally a bronzer. But I am quite particular like about my makeup, and you know what I mean, you know when like something is off about your face and you're like, now I look weird because of this one thing. Eyebrows do it for me mainly. If my eyebrows look weird, I'm like, I look weird, you know, like it just looks a little bit cooked. It's not fun. Okay, is that, I think that's as much bronzer as I'm going to do. I'm thinking quite bronzy today because it looks dreek outside, as my mother would say. It just doesn't look good, it doesn't look great. Not a fan. So for blush, I have a few options. We have Wisp Cloud Paint by Glossier. We have old trusty Stila convertible colour in Lilium, and we have another old trusty Lip and Cheek in Work from Milk. I'm feeling like a little bit of a warmer tone, but if it's feeling like a little bit like I need a little bit more coolness, I'll put a little bit of cloud paint on as well. Don't know which one. Might do old trusty Lilium. I've got like very little left in this. It's quite satisfying, to be fair, to use up a product I'm just using a Real Techniques brush once again, and I kind of just put it like quite far back. But you know, it's quite satisfying to finish a product. I feel like you get so many memories with the product as well. It's very niche. Like, I pretty much I didn't bring that much makeup to uni, so I pretty much just used this same blush throughout the whole of uni. So just, not that uni was that long ago for me, but it does make me think of uni, especially like first and second year, because I think third year I had a little bit more options. But I would kind of bring little bits and bobs with me because I lived quite a trek away from my uni, and I'd be like, well, I can't really have, you know, all my luggage literally be makeup, considering I went to uni up in New York and I live like south of London, so it's kind of just a pain, and then you have to go through the tube with like your massive suitcase, and it's just embarrassing, to be entirely honest. Should I try and make the space count? I think definitely uni did help me pack a lot lighter, I guess, because I wasn't one of those people that like parents could just like drop something by every weekend. We know the type. You know the type. No shade, I wanted to be you, but that wasn't me. If I didn't have something, I didn't have it for the term, you know, until I went back for Christmas, summer, whatever holiday, I would just live without it. So for whenever I went back for Christmas, holidays, all that kind of stuff, to be honest, there was no technique. I've seen that whole like type A, type B person thing, and I genuinely do not know what kind of person I am, because sometimes I do something that's very type A, but then I do something that's just so type B that I'm like, could I be type A? Like, is there any possibility? Like, I'm not sure there is. So whenever I'd go home, I would literally pack so close to leaving. So if I got like picked up, or if I was going on the train, I'd literally wait until like the day of or whatever. It was ridiculous, and like throw stuff into my suitcase, and that was like the stuff I was gonna have for the duration of the holiday. And I'd kind of get there and be like, I packed this, really? It would just be like a surprise. It was like a shock, and you're like, really? Interesting. It's like Christmas, but instead you're like horrified with all the stuff you've packed and all the stuff you haven't packed. I kind of got around that by trying to have like repeats of things that I always wore at both places, because as I said, like, that was it sorted. Like, unless it was super important, like I once left my passport up at uni and I had to get one of my housemates to express post that to me. I'm very, very lucky that actually arrived, like, at all, period. Never mind like on time. It arrived on time and like arrived next day. I remember my dad brought that up for ages. See what I mean? That's the point when I'm like, I think I might be type B, because what kind of, like, who has to have their passport expressed, like, signed for, shipped 2 days before they get there, you know? I don't know. Maybe I'm type B. Because whenever I do something that's like moderately type A, it's not even that type A, you know? It's maybe like a normal amount of like organisation. So I just use the Collection Brow Gel. And I'm going to whack in some e.l.f. Wow Brow in the shade Neutral. Well, we powdered it. It's looking a little bit humid, so we might do. My sister has gone off for the weekend, so I don't think this is the usual powder I use. This is the shade Medium. Yeah. Wicked girl has taken my light powder and stuff me with the medium one, so that's super sad. If you have a sister, you will understand just not knowing where any of your stuff is, and then you like see it with them as bonus points if it's like while they're up in uni or something, and you're like, I've literally like been gaslighting myself about this for months, and you've had it the entire time. Like, I've been considering buying a new one, and I've been like praying it's gonna turn up, and you were silent. Absolute crickets. You had it the entire time. My sister is like perfect example of that kind of person. So I'll be looking for like a type of shoe, like a top, whatever, because we're like the same shoe size and like similar-ish clothing size. So I'll lose something for like an extended period of time, and I'm like, I'm going crazy. Where on earth could it be? And then I would go and hang out in her uni house and be like, that's where it is. That's why I can't find it at home, at my uni house. That is nowhere near your uni house, might I add. And I'm like going crazy because I'm like, how on earth have I lost like an entire jumper? You know, how does one lose an entire jumper? Like, is it in London? Has someone taken it? Has someone burgled me and taken just this one H&M jumper? Like, I don't think so. No, my sister had just taken it. I'm a cream bronzer girly through and through, but I do like this one sometimes as like a powder bronzer, but I think I like the Physicians Formula one maybe a little bit more because it's a little bit more powdery, but I do quite enjoy this one. And it's a lot more sheer and buildable. I really like it for eyeshadow because I feel like it's a really good tone for eyeshadow. It's not too matte, because I feel like if I love a soft matte look, don't get me wrong, but I don't know, am I crazy? But for the whole face, if you use like eyeshadow, well, it's not technically eyeshadow, but it's all the same thing, that's slightly off matte, it can make your like, you know, slight shimmer, like it's not completely matte, it can make your makeup look a little bit softer and a bit more natural because your skin has naturally got a little bit of like luminosity, something going on. So for eyes, we're going to do Rimmel Scandaleyes pencil. Again, one that I've kind of used since I was a teen, so it's kind of quite satisfying that when something still slaps years on. I feel like I've definitely spoken about this before, but like definitely a thing. Because I used to always use the black one, and I feel like my makeup's just gotten that much more like soft as I've gotten older. It was still pretty natural at the time, but I used to like a little bit of black eyeliner. School. I'm sure they've cracked down on it now, but I used to get away with that. I wouldn't use loads and loads, but I'd use a little bit, and I used to use the black version of this, and it used to last like pretty much all day. Like I wouldn't need to touch it up, and like school air is different. Seen all the posts and the videos about it, and like school air, work air, boyfriend air, they're different. They are different things, you know? Like your skin looks really good and then you go to school and you're like, sorry, I thought I blended it. But then again, like realistically, when you are that age, is it like, it's not going to be as good as it could be. But this is back when colours like of foundations and stuff were still a little bit cooked. Like they weren't Dream Matte Mousse cooked. I'm a little bit younger than that stage. Like that wasn't really a thing, but definitely there were some cooked shades, especially like the lighter shades, because I was very pale in school, and they definitely did not do that. And I've got quite a neutral skin tone, and certainly in the drugstore, girl, let me tell you something for free, they did not enjoy doing a foundation product concealer for the girlies who are pale but do not have a pink undertone. I was looking pretty cooked in some things, so we ignore. And I was not like a big foundation mixer, because I was like, well, that requires me buying 2 foundations, and like a girl's on a budget, you know, girl's on a budget. I might treat myself to some setting spray, you know. This is the NYX Dewy Finish one. I feel like that's looking quite smoky. That was not, it's not intentionally meant to look that smoky. I'm just going to push up my lashes slightly because I have not brought an eyelash curler upstairs with me, and I can't be bothered to go downstairs because it requires me quite physically going downstairs, and that's not going to happen right now. This is the e.l.f. roller, it's not the roller lash, I can't say that, it is for it's the lash and roll, but it basically is the roller lash mascara, like their version of it. I don't think it's quite as good as the roller lash. I'm a big roller lash fan, and I feel like that is a little bit better, but it's similar enough, and it's got basically the same brush. And I feel like mascara is kind of like mainly brush and then a little bit consistency. Like if the mascara formula is completely cooked, like it's not happening. But if like you can get around with like kind of an average-ish mascara formula, if the brush is just really good. I say that knowing that I've tried some terrible mascaras in my day. Terrible ones. So this is a very sad looking Charlotte Tilbury lip liner. Charlotte Tilbury, certainly the lip liners, I definitely actually think it's worth the money. Some things, I don't know. I'm conscious that I do try to use like a lot of affordable products on my channel because I am conscious of that, but also I'm not going to go out and buy loads of new products just for the sake of the video. I'm going to use the products I already really like and use all the time. I know it's quite boring seeing the same products used in pretty much every single video, so I do try and like rotate it a little bit, but for me I feel like it's very important to kind of use the products that I have rather than just buy new ones all the time just for the sake of that. Oh, this is the Too Faced Lip Injection Extreme Plumping Gloss. This, I'm concerned that this might be expired, I fear, but I think it still kind of tastes and looks the same. Like, I love Too Faced Lip Injection lip gloss, do not get me wrong, I'm a long-term fan of this lip gloss, but I feel like the formula always tastes like a little bit off, you know what I mean? Like, it always tastes slightly funky, but I love what it does to my lips, so we prevail, we ignore. Just gonna free the hair. I actually do really need to get a haircut, but I think because whenever my hair's like a really nice length, like I really like it when it's like long, and then I get it cut and I'm like, eee, it feels so short. But yeah, this is the finished look. It's very like natural, everyday glam. I'm just gonna fill in the little mole that I have there with this e.l.f. brow pencil. I feel like it just does a little something. So yeah, this is the finished look. If you like this video, please like and subscribe, comment, all that fun stuff, and thank you so much. I hope you have a lovely rest of your day, and bye.